This is men's third round action. Agassi playing extremely well. The National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadow. You can see the American flag up atop the stadium. The wind's blowing so hard it's blown away the stars on the American flag. What's your idea about how the match has progressed so far?
I'm really not too surprised, Pat. Actually, Agassi is pretty much in control. I think he's handled the conditions extremely well. As we've said many, many times, very, very windy. His strokes are good for that. He gets over the ball, keeps it in play. Johan Kriek's the kind of guy that goes for a lot of tough shots, and then you just can't make those in this kind of weather. I'm sure that Andre just wants to get out of here now and thinking about moving ahead.
15-30.
It's 1-all in the third set. Agassi has won the first two sets.
Kriek broke the first game of the third set,
right,
and Andre broke right back. We get a chance to see the service stance of Agassi. You see his right leg is back towards the sideline, sort of what we'd call a closed stance, somewhat the way Jimmy Connors serves, just like that. I don't think that's good to when you're trying to serve. I think that restricts the turn.
Somewhat like a reverse McEnroe stance.
Exactly, and what happens is if you're not careful, you don't get the hips and the shoulders rotated properly. Here's another look at that last shot. Nice volley there by Johan Kriek. Again, you see that back foot is more towards the sideline. That is ace number 6 for Andre. And I think a lot of people in tennis feel, Pat, that if Andre is going to go all the way, he has to learn to serve a little better. And perhaps altering the stance might help him a little bit. That is not meant to be critical at all. You know, Agassi's just 18.
Right.
And you start looking for areas where he might try to improve.
Well, you do that anytime, no matter who it is.
We talk about Edberg, and we say his forehand is sort of weak. He happens to be the current Wimbledon champion.
Right.
Game Agassi.
Just missed. Agassi holds, leads 2-1 in the third, and we'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. CBS Sports live coverage of the U.S. Open Tennis Championships continues Friday with the women's semifinals and the men's doubles final starting at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And then Super Saturday follows the women's final and both men's semifinals starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. All here. And then to complete the weekend, Sunday, the men's singles final at 4 o'clock Eastern Time.
Ivan Lendl trying to be the first one in the Open era to win 4 in a row. He has been in the U.S. Open final 6 times in a row. Quite a feat.
Pretty impressive. And he looked very sharp today.
Yes, he did.
Four aces for Johan Kriek. 30-all.
That graphic about the French. Andre really created some excitement over there, and he played Mats Wilander and dead even for 4 sets, and then he ran out of gas and got beat fairly handily in the final set.
What are we going to say about you if he does win the French Open?
Well, I'm going to say congratulations, Andre Agassi.
Since you were the last American to accomplish that.
You got to be careful to say male because we've had a lot of...
Oh, that's right.
American women do it.
Game Kriek.
So that's ace number 5 for Johan. I think the 3 in that game.
2 games off. Ball change.
said this before in that match in the French. I don't think Mats Wilander has ever seen so many ground strokes hit for winners from the baseline on a clay court against him as Andre did. It was an awesome display. As you see, Andre about to serve with new balls.
At 2-2 in the third. Pat O'Brien has ventured up to the top of the stadium. I hope he's well anchored, Pat.
Ventured is right. It took a little time to get up here, Pat. We are indeed on the top row, where it is also windy. You get a beautiful view of the city, and the seats aren't bad up here. Larry came all the way from Washington State, and what do you think of these two guys playing now from up here?
Well, I think Andre Agassi is the most exciting player to come along in tennis in a long time, and I think he's going to bring tennis back to America and make it a really big spectator sport again. Johan Kriek is a great shot maker, but he should be better than he is. It's Agassi in 3 all the way.
You're staying through the wind and everything. You're a big tennis fan.
Well, it's really cool up here, and you get a great shot of the court, and you can see the points better from behind the court, and yeah, we have a lot of fun up here.
I kind of like these seats. However, Pat Summerall, I saw a pigeon try to make it up here, and he gave up. Let's go back to you.
That gentleman Pat was talking to sounded like he was auditioning.
It sounds like he follows tennis very carefully. He was right on.
30.
I would think you'd have to be a tennis fan, legitimate, if you came all the way from Washington State.
And have a seat up in row 301.
That's what's going on in the grandstand at the moment. Wilander won the first set and leads 3-2 in the second.
And this is break point for Kriek. I've gotten the feeling that in this third set, Agassi is horsing around a little bit, not concentrating as well, and he's going to get himself in trouble if he's not careful. And I guess you do that when you're young.
I guess.
I can't remember.
I forgot.
Advantage Kriek.
Another break point.
Game to Kriek, and he leads 3-2 in the third.
Kriek leads 3 games to 2.
Summerall and Tony Trabert. Third round and men's third round match. Andre Agassi against Johan Kriek. Kriek serving, leading 3-2 in the third set.
Love 30.
The Nastasi on the left, of course. That's Philip Agassi, Andre's brother, on the right.
15-30.
Stadium court on a Labor Day Monday. The last day of the long weekend.
That young man just had 4 unforced errors in the first 2 sets. He has 8 now in this third set. A little looser.
Going for a little too much, maybe.
I think he's relaxed and got a little careless, frankly. He may get away with it here, but that can haunt you.
40-30.
Out on court 16, 2-1 Wilkeson, and he's won the first game of the fourth set. And of course, again, a reminder that the winner of that plays the winner of this.
Deuce. Advantage Kriek.
Now we've seen that all day long from the end where Andre is now. That ball gets up in the air, it's gone. See times at the net. Kriek has been in there 48 times and won 31 of them. Andre 19 and won 12, so you know who's getting in the net more.
Those statistics come courtesy of the Unisys Corporation.
Game Kriek.
Game to Kriek. And it's 4-2 Kriek in the third.
Kriek leads 4 games to 2.
Done by Johan, getting around.
15 all.
So often when a player runs around the backhand, hit that forehand, Pat, they go the other way with it, back across court or inside out, as we say. He pulled that one.
Oh, what a shot that is.
He can do it all.
30.
Just flipped his wrist.
Now Johan take a little extra time. These both players play fast, which is refreshing.
30 all.
First 2 sets were played in 54 minutes. They've been out there now an hour and 18 minutes. Break point. And could be a big break here. Would give Kriek 2 breaks, and he'd be serving at 5-2 for the third set.
Deuce.
It's going to sound simplistic. That's just what you don't want to do. You got a break point. You don't get the ball back and play off the second serve.
Advantage Agassi.
Guess you're going to talk about the Graf forehand as the big one in women. You got to talk about Andres as the big one in men's.
That's good second serve. That's out.
Deuce. Advantage Kriek.
Another break point.
Game Kriek.
Game to Kriek, and he gets his break.
15 all.
Kriek leading 5-2 in the third set in the stadium. It's 15 all.
And that's 2 service breaks. That's a big 5-2 lead.
30-15.
A man who needs to regroup a little bit.
Yep. surrendered this set, I think.
Looks like it.
And I think a little carelessness early in this third set.
And sometimes it's hard to get that back, that concentration, that edge that he had early.
Game in third set, 3. 6-2.
Hour and 23 minutes. If you want to see a fine backhand, watch this one. Early preparation, whipped over the top of it, the extra top spin, clean winner. So now Agassi to serve, leading